Hey guys, welcome back to Small Doses of Insight. Alright bros, buckle up because we're diving headfirst into Sky Castle, a 2018 Korean drama that's both a wild ride and a brutal roast of hyper-competitive parenting. It's like Game of Thrones, except instead of dragons, we've got moms wielding report cards and dads sharpening pencils for their kids' never-ending battle to get into the top universities. Spoiler alert, things get dark fast. I mean, like, holy crap, did that just happen? Levels of dark. You're probably wondering, dude, why would I want to watch rich people cry about school? Well, my friend, because it's freaking bananas. The parents in Sky Castle are the kind of intense you only see when someone double parks in a Whole Foods. It's a satire, but also dead serious, mixing comedy, family drama, and straight up psychological warfare. So let's unpack this mess. So what's the deal with Sky Castle? The show takes place in this ultra fancy neighborhood where the rich elite live in their weird bubble of academic insanity. Imagine a gated community where everyone is obsessed with their kids getting into the prestigious Sky universities, Seoul National, Korea University, and Yonsei. That's right, these people are so obsessed with status, they'll practically sell their souls, and probably their kids too, for a college acceptance letter. The main families are the Kangs, the Chas, and the Hwangs, each bringing their own brand of crazy to the table. Leading the charge is Han Seo-jin, a ruthless tiger mom. She's determined to make her daughter Ye-seo the queen of Seoul University Med School, and honestly, she's willing to straight up burn the world down to make it happen. This lady is as if Regina George grew up, got married, and moved into a mansion. If you're not shaking in your boots already, you will be when she hires Coach Kim, a psychotic manipulative tutor who turns SAT prep into psychological horror. Coach Kim, my dudes, is no joke. She's got a 100% success rate, which is only a good thing if you don't mind your kid losing their sanity along the way. She's basically a predator who sees children as little test-taking machines. Seo-jin's like, cool, sign me up, because what could possibly go wrong, right? By now you're probably thinking, so what's the big deal? It's just some rich people stressing about their kid's future. But bro, this is where things start getting messy. The show slowly cranks up the tension until it snaps, and you'll be questioning your own sanity, much like these poor kids. Let's talk about the kids for a second. Ye-seo, the poster child for the I am number one mentality, is all about winning. But spoiler alert, the pressure gets to her. This girl is one twisted piece of work by the middle of the series, freaking out, throwing tantrums, and basically turning into a human stress ball. The scenes where she screams at her mom to get Coach Kim back after Seo-jin tries to fire her, straight up nightmare fuel. If my kid pulled that on me, I'd be out the door faster than you could say elite education. But it's not just the Kang family that's messed up. The Cha family is run by Professor Cha, a dude who runs his house like a prison camp. His two sons are forced to study in this creepy basement that looks like it was designed by someone who thought Saw was a feel-good family movie. Honestly, the basement alone gave me anxiety. There's a literal ticking clock as they study, and the vibe is less let's learn and more solve this or suffer. The worst part, there's no escape. The kids in Sky Castle are trapped in this cycle of expectation and stress. Woo-ju, one of the only sane kids, ends up getting framed for murder because of some twisted revenge plot that spirals way out of control. That's right, what started as a comedy about rich people's insecurities turns into a freaking crime drama. You won't see it coming, bro. Okay, so by this point, you've got Coach Kim controlling half the parents like some evil mastermind, the kids are either cracking under pressure or trying to run away, and there's literal death involved. The show doesn't just stop at stressing you out. It decides to throw in some heartbreaking moments that hit harder than a gym session after a month of skipping leg day. Let's talk about Seo-jin for a sec, because her character arc is honestly one of the best things about this show. She goes from this icy, control freak mom to someone who starts to realize how much damage she's done to her kids. It's a classic, I have become what I hate moment, but it's done so well that you actually feel bad for her. She genuinely believes that if she can just get Ye-seo into med school, all her problems will go away. But here's the thing, Ye-seo doesn't want any of this crap either. And Seo-jin, she's too far gone to realize it until it's almost too late. And let's not forget about Coach Kim. This lady has layers, man. At first, she seems like the devil incarnate, but then you find out she's got her own tragic backstory involving her daughter. It doesn't excuse what she does, but it makes you realize that in this world of cutthroat competition, no one gets out unscathed. Her twisted methods are her way of coping, even though they're totally wrecking everyone else's lives. When the show finally lets you see behind her cold robotic mask, it's like, whoa, she's as broken as the people she's screwing over. The ending of Sky Castle is divisive to say the least. Some people loved it, others were like, what just happened, without the excited energy of a cliffhanger. The show doesn't wrap things up in a neat little bow because, let's face it, life doesn't work that way, and Sky Castle is too savage to give you a feel-good finale. In the end, Seojin tries to turn things around, realizing too late that she's been playing the game all wrong. There's a heavy-handed message about how parents' actions and obsessions destroyed their kids' lives, but it's not all doom and gloom. Some characters actually break free from the system, like Sung-hae, who finally stands up to her psycho husband and saves her kids from his wrath. But for the most part, these people are stuck in a cycle, and the finale doesn't really promise that they're going to escape it. Alright bro, let's get real here. Sky Castle didn't just drop a crazy twisted storyline. It slapped us all with some heavy truth bombs about how far people will go to for success. I mean, this show is low-key terrifying in how it holds a mirror up to society, especially when you think about how relatable it is, even if you're not living in a ritzy neighborhood where parents hire tutors like their secret agents. On the surface, yeah, it's about rich families and their kids trying to get into the top universities. But if you dig deeper, the show becomes a pretty scathing critique of obsession. The lengths these parents go to, especially Han So-jin with her deal with the devil tutor Coach Kim, makes you wonder how much of this is fiction and how much of it is straight up commentary on the crazy pressure society puts on kids to succeed. It's almost like the show is saying, hey look, this is what happens when success becomes your god. And bro, it's a reality check we all kinda need. What makes this show even more intense is how it highlights the emotional and psychological toll of all its pressure, not just on the kids but on the parents too. Seo-jin, for example, is a straight up cautionary tale of what happens when you tie your self-worth to your kid's success. She's willing to ruin lives, lie, and manipulate just to see Ye-seo at the top. And what's scary is that her behavior isn't unique. It's a reflection of a culture where failure is simply not an option. Sky Castle makes you think, bro, is this what we've come to? Are we so obsessed with winning that we're cool with destroying people along the way? It's not just about the individual characters or their messed up lives. It's a commentary on the toxic grind of success culture that feels eerily familiar in places like South Korea, but also anywhere there's an obsession with elite education. The show doesn't just talk about success, it shows the price, emotionally, psychologically, and even physically, and it's not pretty. Another thing that hit hard was how the show portrays relationships, especially between parents and their kids. It's like these parents are so focused on the end game, the perfect report card, the acceptance letter, that they forget their kids are actual human beings with needs, desires, and, emotions. Seo-jin and Ye-seo's relationship is a prime example. Ye-seo turns into the stress-filled monster who doesn't even know what she actually wants, except to meet her mom's impossible standards. And it's not just them. Professor Cha's hardcore regime nearly breaks his kids, and Wooju's family almost gets destroyed by external pressures too. But here's where it gets wild. The show doesn't let any of these characters off the hook. Even when you think, okay, maybe the parents are just doing what they think is best, it doubles down and says, nah, that's the problem. These parents are so caught up in their ambitions, they can't see how it's wrecking their families. It's a reminder that success at any cost isn't really success at all if it leaves you hollow and disconnected from the people you love. Sky Castle ends up being a wake-up call about ambition, pressure, and how society measures success. It forces us to reflect on the question, how much is too much when it comes to pushing ourselves or others to achieve greatness? The show's portrayal of these extreme behaviors may seem exaggerated, but if you think about it, we see these dynamics play out in everyday life too. Maybe not with creepy basement dungeons, hopefully, but with parents pushing their kids too hard, students sacrificing their mental health for grades, and people valuing prestige over happiness. At the end of the day, Sky Castle hits home with a message that's hard to ignore. Success doesn't mean crap if it comes at the expense of your humanity. You might win the game, but you lose everything that actually matters. And honestly bro, that's something worth thinking about. So here's the question. Is success worth it if it costs you your soul? I know, deep stuff, right? But Sky Castle really forces you to confront this. You've got these parents, especially someone like Seo-jin, who chase after their vision of success so hard that they bulldoze their families, their values, and heck, even their happiness to get there. They think they're doing the right thing, right? They think they're setting their kids up for the best life. But what kind of life is it when all you've got left is an empty spot at the dinner table or a kid who resents you? At what point does the grind for success stop being worth it? And let's be real, this isn't just a rich people problem. Sky Castle might show it on an extreme level, but anyone who's ever felt the pressure to succeed, whether it's at school, work, or life, can relate. The show basically asks, where's the line? How much pressure do you put on yourself or others before things break? The wild thing is that the answer Sky Castle gives isn't some simple success is bad message. It's way more complex than that. Some characters, looking at you Wooju's family, find a balance where success is important but not at the cost of their sanity or relationships. Others like Seo-jin get lost in the pursuit and only realize too late that they've gone too far. The show makes you wonder if it's ever possible to find the right balance. So what's the takeaway here? Maybe the real win isn't about who gets the top spot at the university, but about who makes it there without losing themselves along the way. Sky Castle isn't your typical K-drama. It's a full-blown social commentary wrapped in a psychological thriller. It's about the dangers of putting too much emphasis on success and how that pressure messes people up, sometimes irreversibly. It's also ridiculously entertaining. The performances are top tier, especially from the kids who somehow manage to outshine the adults in a drama about adults. So if you're into intense family drama, psychological games, and a show that makes you want to call your mom and say thank you for not being a crazy person, Sky Castle is for you. Just prepare yourself for some heavy emotional lifting, bro. You might need a breather after this one, but trust me, it's worth it. Thanks everyone for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you saw, please don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. Also be sure to check out my other videos for more insight on other dramas and shows. Your support means a lot to me and it helps me grow this channel. If you have any thoughts, questions, or suggestions for future videos, please drop them in the comments down below. Again, thank you for watching this video and I'll see you next time.